And welcome to the Dog Dish and DBS's first live stream of the school year. I'm your host, Bryson.
And I'm your other host, Annika. This is both our first times hosting a live show for Drake Broadcasting System. So if it sucks, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Ryan. And this totally isn't a stolen joke from Nicole and Ryan from one of our live shows last year.
On this episode of the Dog Dish, we are going to take a look at some of the lovely videos that Drake Broadcasting System's amazing executive board made recently. But before we do that, we would like to throw it back to one of our favorite segments from last year in case you missed it.
In case you missed what?
I'm glad you asked. The Student Activities Board held Build the Bulldog event again.
However, this time they had more than enough bulldogs, and after stuffing them full, students got to take home their very own bulldog, even if their eyes were a little lopsided, noses a little sideways, and mouths in a permanent growl.
Either way, they made a lovely addition to many Drake students' mountains of squishmallows, so thank you very much, SAB, for feeding adult addictions with stuffed animals. But in all seriousness, it was a great event, SAB.
Now, if you missed this one, you have either been living under a rock or simply have no care for anyone in the J School. But this year, Meredith is being renovated, which means Meredith gets new outlets and DBS can finally get out of the Meredith basement.
I hate to break it to you, Bryson, but DBS's office is still very much in the basement, with the added plus of even more spiders and crickets in the walls.
Well, you can go to that random building on the other side of campus for all your journalism needs.
I think they're calling it Meredith East.
Speaking about trash, Marty Martin supposedly was, and I quote, very rude, end quote, to Sue Madison in an email from the other day. However, that's as far as that story goes.
Yeah, beats me. Yik Yak knows way more than I do. And speaking of emails, don't forget to lock your car. I really didn't think I would have to remind people that it is a good idea to lock your car, but here we are.
Pretty common sense, but you know what isn't common? The Queen dying. A big RIP moment. My sincerest apologies to any British students here at Drake.
It's not every day you get to live through history, but it is every other week, the current state of the world. Anyways, let's take a look at see what Drake students think about the Queen's passing.
What are your thoughts on the Queen dying?
London has fallen.
My sister texted me and she said the Queen died, and I said no.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the Queen dying?
It's very dramatic. It's very dramatic. But it makes me kind of sad. Yeah.
I think it's a sad day. She was a cultural icon, but at the same time, I do believe that the monarchy is kind of an outdated institution, and I do see the next 20 years being a very tumultuous time for the monarchy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Queen dying?
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. As an American, I guess I didn't know her very well, but I kind of saw her documentary on YouTube and it made me a little sad. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's sad for British people, but for other people around the world, it may be a positive thing.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but she was old.
I'm surprised she didn't make it to 100.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Thank you to the Drake students who were so kind enough to let Zoe and Ryan shove a camera in your face. We appreciate it.
Up next is some very important information, so make sure to pay attention.
Are you tired of being cold in your house? Are you sick of not being able to cover up your totally real and permanent tattoos to look professional at work? Then we have the solution for you. New. Buy. Now. The all-new DBS Snuggie.
Cut. We can't legally manufacture a product with the name Snuggies because it's copyrighted. Here, try this. When you go to sleep at night, when you wake up in the morning, and when you walk the halls, hey girl, you know you want to flaunt it. This may be the start of something new. Girl, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I want to do is more than just this. Wait. Can we get a new script, please? This sounds like it was written by a 12-year-old who maybe did those Musical.ly videos. No, this is all wrong. Jacob was 14 when he released Sweatshirt. We're gonna go back to one and try it 1, maybe 2 more times, okay? But after this, I'm firing all of you. Action. Do you get cold? Do you have hair? Then buy our product without a care. The new DBS sweatshirt, DBS sweatshirt, DBS. Cut. This is worse than ripping off a 14-year-old. Let me in the booth and I'll tell them about the new DBS sweatshirt. For everyone out there who gets cold and has a love for sweatshirts, this is just another one of those sweatshirts. It'll keep you warm in the chilliest of times, like when your dorm room is somehow colder. Wow, this is somehow better. So buy the new DBS sweatshirt and support your local J-School publications.
We are definitely affiliated with Drake University. Patent pending. DBS is not responsible for knowledge involving Drake disease, team sleep, or any other illnesses you may require while wearing this sweatshirt and going to Drake University. All matters and noble induced has also occurred. Also, we are not selling this sweatshirt. This is just for a skit. Trademark Drake Broadcasting System 2022 and all future years.
So I may be new here, but when do I get one of those super cool sweatshirts?
Well, if you join DBS, then you can get free merch.
So you're saying everyone who's watching should be in DBS?
Well, I'm not saying that. Anyways, Annika, how was your summer?
It was good. I'm from Wisconsin, so just a lot of cheese.
That's sick. Lots of DBS members did really cool things over the summer, so make sure to go to the playlist on our YouTube channel to see what we were up to. But for now, look at what Liz did this summer.
Wow, those zoo animals were vicious. Why don't we look at some more peaceful animals?
You got a good point, Annika. Let's look at some emotional support animals.
My name's Elena Lynch. I am a sophomore studying zoo and conservation and studio art drawing. This is Ernie. He's about a year old. Yeah, you're gonna come now. And he's my emotional support animal. When I thought about it and everything and how bad my anxiety was and everything, I was just like, I think getting a guinea pig be the best step for me. So I got this little dude. So you need to have the animal first before you actually can go through the ESA, emotional support animal process at Drake or in general anywhere. I waited to apply and everything, and through Drake you need to have a written doctor's letter. They write that saying why, giving all the reasons, just stating your kind of past medical history and how the animal would be beneficial to you. And then they have you answer a few questions and everything just about who you are, your name, basic information and everything. Then they ask for a couple pictures, but once you do that, then you send it off to disability services at Drake, and they will get back in touch with you and everything. I had really had a long discussion with my doctor about everything, just making sure that this was the right decision for me and everything, and it definitely was. Made my life 1,000 times easier. He's something that I know is always there, that I can take care of. I'm a person that likes to take care of things, and having him here, knowing when I come back to my room that he's gonna be there, that he's gonna come up and see me, he's gonna get me up at 6:30 in the morning to feed him, and knowing that I have this little being that just needs me to take care of them and everything, just knowing that he's gonna be there, it just made my life so much smoother. It's really eased a lot of tension in my life, because it sounds kind of silly, but it's if I'm ever super duper stressed out, which happens a lot, I can just hold him and he'll just kind of calm me down. I don't know how. He kind of has recognized some of those things in me and everything. And it's like some people are like, oh, he's just a guinea pig. Well, yeah, but he's cool. He's a cool guinea pig. He knows what he's doing. So he's just kind of helped really just acknowledge, like, when I am feeling stressed. He's really made me self-aware, which I think is really beneficial, especially in like a time where everything can be really stressful. I definitely think if you're a person who's like struggling or who likes to give a lot of themselves away to people, and and that it's just loves animals too, like I'm a zoo and conservation major, I definitely think it is not something to like bat your eyes at or anything. I definitely think if you are passionate about animals and everything and you have one at home and that seems to help you, consider talking to like a doctor or a therapist about it, because like sometimes it can be helpful, and Drake has been really awesome about the emotional support animals here. But now it's just like, I can't imagine my life without him.
Okay, Bryson, so emotional support animals are obviously very helpful to a number of reasons. But before I turn it over to Justin to talk about sports, I do want to direct you to all follow us on Instagram @DrakeDBS and check out our YouTube videos to fulfill your need for DBS content.
And follow us on TikTok for tons of laughs and even some behind the lives content. Now that we got all the way out of the way, before you click away from sports, let's turn it over to Justin to tell you about it. Take it away.
The Drake Bulldogs are back home and ready for revenge as they host the Marist Red Foxes on Saturday. This kicks off conference play for Drake after losing to Idaho 42-14 last week. Both teams come to Des Moines looking to get their first win of 2022. Drake currently sits at 0-3 while the Red Foxes have an 0-2 record. Leading the Bulldogs under center is senior quarterback Ian Corwin. Corwin has been productive with over 200 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. But he will need to limit turnovers as Marist's defense is better than their record shows. The main concern for the Bulldogs will be containing the defensive threats of Claiborne Fields and Teddy Wright. The safeties have combined for 40 total tackles this season, but, fun little fact, Drake is 8-1 when facing Marist, outscoring them 54-34. The Bulldogs are also undefeated when playing at home against the Red Foxes, dating all the way back to their first meeting in 2009. So kickoff is set for 1 p.m. at Drake Stadium, and if you can't make it, listen to The Dog, where I'll be broadcasting live pregame starting at 12:45.
Once again, make sure to check us out on Instagram and TikTok to get exclusive content and see when we go live next. If you're interested in joining DBS, check out our website to learn about upcoming meeting times.
With that, we'll see you next week. Bye!